Hi, welcome back to my channel, you guys, and welcome back to another coaching video. Today's topic is going to be 20 alarming domestic violence statistics for 2018. And I thought it was fitting to go back to last year and talk about some of the things that were going on since this year is not completely over. So October, as we know, is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Domestic violence is a major issue in the U.S. and around the world, and many nonprofit organizations work tirelessly to provide critical support and services to victims. Every year, and hear what I'm saying, you guys, every year more than 10 million men and women, so it's not just women, you guys, men are victims of domestic violence as well, in the United States are subjected to domestic violence. Its impact can be felt far and wide. So let's jump into those 20 things. So number one, more than 1 in 3 women, that's 35.6%, and more than 1 in 4 men, that's 28.5%, in the United States report having experienced rape, physical violence, and or stalking by an intimate partner in their lifetime. Number two, nearly 20 people per minute. Did y'all hear what I just said? Nearly 20 people per minute are physically abused by an intimate partner in the United States. During 1 year, this adds up to more than 10 million men and women. Number three, nearly 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men have experienced severe physical violence by an intimate partner during their lifetime. You guys, this stuff is very serious, and just because you don't see it, it is going on. Number four, intimate partner violence accounts for 15% of all violent crimes. Number five, in 15 states, more than 40% of all homicides of women in each state involved intimate partner violence. Number six, 85% of domestic violence victims are female, and 15% are male. Number seven, women with disabilities have a 40% greater risk of intimate partner violence, especially severe violence, than women without disabilities. And that's very sad. It's sad all over, but this is extremely sad. Number eight, 2 in 5 gay or bisexual men will experience intimate partner violence in their lifetime. So this is why I'm telling you guys, it's not just about women. This is about men, it's about women, it's about gay, straight, or otherwise. It can happen to anybody, and it's wrong, period. Number nine, approximately 63% of homeless women have experienced domestic violence in their adult lives. Number 10, 28% of families were homeless because of domestic violence. Number 11, nearly half of all women and men in the United States will experience psychological aggression by an intimate partner in their lifetime. Number 12, approximately 5 million children are exposed to domestic violence every year. Children exposed are more likely to attempt suicide, abuse drugs and alcohol, run away from home, engage in teenage prostitution, and commit sexual assault crimes. Number 13, 40% of the Center for Violence-Free Relationships domestic violence cases have children under 18 in the home. Number 14, nationally, 50% of batterers who abuse their intimate partners also abuse their children. Number 15, worldwide, men who were exposed to domestic violence as children are 3 to 4 times more likely to perpetuate intimate partner violence as adults. So you see how what your kids see can spill over into their adult life, and that's just really, really sad. Number 16, 81% of women and 35% of men who experienced rape, stalking, or physical violence by an intimate partner reported significant short or long-term impact, such as post-traumatic stress disorder, symptoms, and injury. Number 17, 4% of high school students report being hit, slapped, or physically hurt on purpose by their boyfriend or girlfriend in the last 12 months. That is so sad that young people have to deal with this. Anybody, but especially our young people. Number 18, only 1 out of 3 people who are injured during a domestic violence incident will ever receive medical care for their injuries. And I believe it's because a lot of times they're afraid that if they go to seek medical attention, somebody's going to ask, wait a minute, what happened to you? How did you get this? But here's the thing. To go and seek help, a lot of these medical practitioners, they are aware of what the signs of physical abuse and domestic violence looks like. They're not stupid. So if you go, they're going to make note of that. And a lot of times they have to report that. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so that's why a lot of times people don't go and seek help. Number 19, most cases of domestic violence are never reported to the police. Again, it's because they're afraid that if they report it to the police, Bobby or Carl will get arrested or something will happen, and then they in turn will get angry and come back and hurt them some more. And number 20, men who are victimized are substantially less likely than women to report their situation to the police. I really believe that this is an issue because men don't want to, they're afraid that people are going to see them as punks or soft or whatever the case may be, and that's why they don't say anything. But honey, let me tell you something. Man, woman, boy, or girl, you need to speak up. If somebody's putting their hands on you, you need to speak up and say something. Stop being afraid to report stuff because you're afraid of what may happen to you. You're afraid of what people are going to say about you. And sadly, let me say this. Sadly, as I was reading through that list, well, I initially read through it, of course, but as I'm rereading it, as I'm sharing it with you guys, it made me stop and think that there are so many people that you and I know personally that are going through some of this stuff, but we don't know anything about that. You know why? Because they don't say anything. Now, a lot of abusers are smart. They're dumb, but they're smart in the sense that if they're abusing their significant other, one second. Woo, excuse me. They're dumb, but they're smart because if they're abusing you, they're not going to hit you where the bruises can be seen. So typically they're not going to hit you in the face, the chest area, the arms, maybe even if you're a woman, you would tend to wear skirts and dresses, maybe anything from the knee below. They're not going to hit you there. Why? Because people are likely to see that. They're going to beat you probably about the chest area, the midsection of your body, your back, your thighs, your backside, those areas, because they don't want anybody to see those bruises. And unless you're being intimate with that person, you have no business seeing those bruises anyway, not in those areas. So they're smart in the sense they're not going to black your eye. Why? Because you're going to go out and somebody's going to ask you, good God, what happened to your face? What happened to your eye? And then that's going to start a conversation. So they're not going to hit you where people can see it. And what's even worse is that you have some abusers, they're not using the fist. Oh no, they use this. They use the mouth. And that's just as powerful and if not more hurtful than using the hands. They're abusing you verbally. Some people are getting it physically and verbally. Some are just getting one or the other. Either way, it's wrong. And you need to get away from that relationship. And again, you might be saying, but Michelle, you don't understand. I can't just leave. Where am I going to go? No matter where I go, they're going to find me. Let me let you in a little secret. You can, if you want the help, I promise you, you can get the help. There are so many shelters for battered and abused individuals out here. You just have to go and seek the help. And God forbid you have to pack up and move to a whole new state. If you have to do that to get away and have peace of mind, then you need to do that. But what you don't need to do is stay with anybody that wants to use you as a punching bag, either verbally or physically, because you deserve better than that. Okay? So I need you guys to promise me, if you're going through that and you feel like you don't have anybody in this world you can talk to, you can always reach out to me. My contact information will be in the description box below, but you can always reach out to me, and together we will get you the help that you need. Okay, no matter what state you live in, I can figure out who you need to contact to get the help that you need, but I need you guys not to stay in these relationships. They are no good. That person is no good to you. And I know what happens. You see, they want to slap you around and all that other good stuff and then come back and say, but I love you. And if you didn't do this, I wouldn't do that. If you didn't do the other, I wouldn't have to put my hands on you. That's a bunch of BS. That is a load of BS, because if somebody loves you, they're not physically and verbally hurting you. And don't you ever, and I mean ever, sit around let anybody tell you that they put their hands on you and they say the things that they say to you because they love you. That is a damn lie. Yes, I said it. It's a damn lie. That's not love. Love doesn't cause you to hurt people. Not at all. Love does not make you hurt people. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I need you guys to hear that. So if somebody's telling you that, they are a damn liar. And I will tell them to their face, you're lying. That's not love right there. Because that's what a lot of times people will do. And that's just another way for them to be able to control their victim. Or, they say things like, well, if you leave, where you going? Nobody else is going to want you. You're washed up. Nobody wants you. You've got X number of kids. Oh, look at you. You know what I'm saying? And so what they're doing is slowly breaking you down mentally. And once they're able to do that, honey, they got you. They got you right in the palm of their hands. They have you by the balls. Assuming you have them. But you know what I'm saying. They have you right by the balls, honey, because you're not going anywhere. They have broken your spirit. And that's what happens. That's when you know it's time for you to go. When they start to break you down, break your spirit down, because that's usually what happens first. Every now and then, the hitting starts first. But more times than not, honey, they got to break you. And once they break you, it's a wrap. They have you right where they want you. You're not going anywhere. But I want to tell you, I want to encourage you, I want to remind you, you deserve the best that life has to offer. And that person that's treating you that way, that's not the best that life has to offer. I can promise you that. Okay? So, that's all I have, you guys. I just want to say thank you so much to my newest subscribers. Thank you so much to those of you that continue to support me and all that I do. It's a shame, and it tugs at your heart that we even have to talk about this stuff. But we do. And it doesn't get better. It gets worse. It gets worse. So I just need you guys to take care of yourself. And again, don't let anybody mistreat you physically, verbally, or otherwise. You deserve the best that life has to offer. I deserve the best that life has to offer. We deserve the best that life has to offer. That's all I have, you guys. Until next time, take care.